so funky how it does that every time now. Tells me it's been recorded. Then you guys get a little pop-up on your screen. So welcome to our newbies that have just jumped on for the first time. Ace, Shans, beautiful to see you both. So tonight, I don't know if any of you have heard, you probably may have heard, you know, maybe your sponsor, your mentors, your upline, any of our leaders talking about our story. Hey, Joni. So our story is the most powerful resource that you have in your business. And so when I first started, that's because when you first start, that's all you've got pretty much. That's all you've got. And that is the tool that you need to be using all the time. So when I first started, I know that some of you know my story already, but some of you don't know my story. So I just want to talk a little bit about my story. So I was really sick. I had been sick for about 4 years with an autoimmune condition. So I had chronic pain every day. And I had also just exhaustion. I had adrenal fatigue. So nana naps were my normal. I'd be asleep on the couch by 4, 5 o'clock every day. And then I'd be back, you know, just struggling by 8 o'clock at night. And then I would just get up in the morning and feel like I actually didn't sleep at all because my sleep was pretty poor anyway. I also had things like a constant cold sore on my mouth that just, you know, it'd heal and then a new one would come up, and it was just continuous. I had things like thrush and UTIs on a regular basis. I had skin rashes all over my body. My hair was falling out in handfuls. You know, I just looked really unwell. I don't know if anyone's seen my pictures, but they're pretty scary. And, you know, I had tried for 4 years, I tried all sorts of things to help improve. And my husband used to laugh at me because my bowl of supplements was bigger than my bowl of cereal. And honestly, these supplements were doing absolutely nothing for me. They were not giving me any kind of improvement whatsoever. And, you know, I've since realized and since found out, since joining this business, that, you know, supplements often are synthetic and they're only a fraction amount of what you actually get in our fruit and veggie caps. So when we look at our fruit and veggie cap, it has thousands and thousands of phytonutrients in a bioavailable form that your body recognizes straight away. So it knows exactly what to do with it. It doesn't have to think about it. Whereas when you're putting a synthetic supplement in your body doesn't know what it is, and it will see it as toxic. And often what it does is it either creates more toxins in your body to get rid of, or it just kind of pees it out as excess, that it's not useful at all for it. So really, you're either creating more problems by taking it, or you're actually just peeing it out. So it's expensive pee. And one of the things that I have learned about since is that these synthetic supplements is actually in the same form as a medication. You know, it's literally like a medication, and that's how your body sees it. And that's what really, when you're taking a medication, that your body is trying to kind of get rid, you know, it sees it as a toxin and it tries to get rid of it. You know, and I'm totally aware that medication is great when, you know, there is definitely a place for it, definitely. But if we can support our bodies with, you know, just fruits and veggies in a micronutrient form, it's going to really help our bodies to give it what it needs, because essentially your body knows exactly how to work properly. It knows how to heal itself properly. It knows how to do everything that it needs to do itself. All we've got to do is give it the right environment. And by doing that, we're giving it a really good alkaline environment with lots of micronutrients, lots of really good gut food, which is also what our capsules are. They feed the gut bacteria. And you're setting your body up for a really good environment to be able to do its job properly. When we're filling it with, you know, processed foods and synthetic things, then it's actually not able to work properly because it's not getting what it needs. Anyway, sidetracked a little bit. So in terms of my story, so I was taking all these supplements. I was doing lots of different healing modalities and, you know, spending thousands of dollars. I think I worked out I spent about $10,000 over a 4-year period on my health, and nothing worked, which was crazy, right? So when I watched my friend, I watched a friend of mine who was sick. She also had some kind of mysterious illness. The doctors didn't know what's wrong with her, but she was having naps every day and she had pain all through her body. All her tests were coming back negative, and the doctors were saying, well, I don't know what's wrong with you. And she started taking these capsules, these funny little magic bean things we used to call back those days. We can't call them that anymore. And I watched her for a month and she got better. Her pain disappeared. She started having heaps of energy. And I thought, God, this could be me. So I reached out and I asked her about it. And do you know why I was watching? I was watching her sharing exactly what she was doing. She was sharing her journey. She was sharing her pain. She was sharing the benefits that she was noticing. She was sharing it all the time. And I watched her and I reached out to her because I related to her story. And I thought, wow, this could be me. And so really, that's all you're doing. You're sharing your story on your posting, on your stories, when you're talking to people in Messenger, you know, when we ask you to jump on an event and share your stories, like some of us do. But that is the most powerful thing you can do. So what did I do? I jumped on the product. Within 2 days, I was feeling amazing. And within 4 days, I was in the business because I thought, shit, if I feel this good now, imagine how good I'm going to feel in 4 months' time. And imagine what this can do for so many friends and family of mine who are so sick and really need this. And I also wanted that income stream. I wanted to leave my job. I didn't like my job. I wanted to impact people more positively, which was not happening for me. So I thought, right, I'm in, jumped in with 2 feet. And what did I do? My first day that I was in, I shared my first post. And my first post was essentially pretty simple. I had a picture of myself up and really happy. And I said, I can't believe how much better I feel. And my energy is amazing. And my cold sore on my lip that I've had for a month is gone. It had cleared up in 4 days of taking the capsules. And I was flooded with responses. I was flooded with comments on my post. And then what I did every day was I just shared something really similar. So I'd like share my journey every day. Okay, so today I'm feeling like this. It's amazing. I'm loving it. And then the next day, today I'm feeling like this. It's fantastic. I'm really enjoying this program. And, you know, the first time I, you know, tagged my friend in it. Thank you so much, Annie, for, you know, for introducing this to me. And then what I did was every time I posted something, I would get comments on it. And the people who didn't comment, the people who kind of messaged me later, like, you know, we're talking weeks or months down the track, they watched. They watched and watched the same as what I did when I watched my friend. And so that's how simple and how powerful our story can be. So when I first started, just for any of you who don't know, I actually got my first 2 promotions and made over $800 in my first 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And that's just because I shared my story. And you'll probably see, I mean, it's been nearly 4 years for me, 4 years later, and I'm still sharing my story. Like the other day, I shared a really simple photo of me with my hair. My God, I can't believe how much my hair's grown. 4 years on these. And look at my hair. I mean, my hair was falling out in handfuls. So tonight, I just really want to, and I know that some of you kind of get the story and some of you are using the story, which is fantastic. Like Ace, you said before that you're using your story. I know Shan's is using her story, which is great. So, you know, and some of you have been on here for a little while and you're using your story. So, but I just want to give you all the formula on when we look at sharing our story, this is a formula we use. And something that I find really, really helpful, because when you first start, you're like, well, I don't really want to do this big, long novel on my feed, right? I don't want to write this massive novel of my whole story. You don't have to do that. Honestly, you can make this as simple as possible. You can pick one thing, one benefit that you've noticed and just focus on that and make it the most simple thing possible. But the formula still says the same thing. It's like me with my hair. well, you know, my hair never used to grow, but look at it now. I can't believe it, 4 years on these things. That's simple. So the formula is, so what we do is we use plot. And plot means, I don't know if you guys have got anything to write this down, but it would be handy if you can, because plot is the, what do they call it, the acronym? Thanks, Kieran. Nice to see you on, by the way. I wasn't expecting to see you, beautiful.
I'll try and stay as long as I can.
It's nice to see you. Lovely to see you.
Thank you. Hi, okay. KK, I love you.
So our first P is pain. Okay, so pain means that we go back to the pain that we were in before we started the program and the products. And that can be anything. So for me, my pain was that I had chronic pain every day. I was absolutely exhausted, and I just had, my immune system was shot. I was sick all the time. I was constantly at the doctors. I was always on antibiotics, and that was my pain. So think about your pain. Now we'll talk about this in specifics in a moment. L means learning. Learning or lesson, same thing. And so that is the point where you look at, well, what was the moment for me when I realized that something had to change? Okay, you know, for me, it was the fact that I just couldn't get...
Does that work?
Pardon?
As in like the turning point?
Yeah, the turning point. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was that I realized that what I was doing was not working. I was still sick. I was spending thousands of dollars and nothing was working for me. So that was my turning point. Now, the next one is O, and that is opportunity. And your opportunity is the program or the nutritional support that came into your life. So I realized that my life something needed to change because it wasn't working for me. And then I watched my friend get better on this program. And so I thought, what the hell, I'm going to give it a go, and reached out to her. There's your lesson and your opportunity. Your last one is T, and that is triumph. So triumph is, how are you feeling now? What have you noticed? What are the benefits that you've noticed since you've started? How much better are you feeling? So for me, it was the chronic pain was gone within 2 weeks. You know, my cold sore had healed after 4 days. My energy was back in the first day. You know, and then my hair stopped falling out after 2 months. My skin started healing. My hair started growing back. So that is your triumph, and that's what we share. And a lot of people, one of the things that we've got to remember is it's not necessarily all about how amazing we feel now, but a lot of people relate more to the pain than they do to the triumph, because most people are in the pain right now. So when you can say, oh, you know, my energy, I just can't get out of bed in the morning, or I'm having nana naps every day, then people are gonna, sorry, you're distracting me, Amira. Stop looking at you. Then people are going to relate to you.
Just kid.
Right. People are going to relate to that, and they're going to go, shit, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Oh my God. And then you've got them. You've got them emotionally invested in what you're sharing. And if they don't respond or reach out that day or comment when they first see that post, they're going to keep watching and keep watching and keep watching, because most people need between 8 to 12 exposures before they're going to say, yes, I'm going to jump on. So if you've got somebody who's messaged you and said, I'm really keen on this, and you've talked to them about it, and then they ghost you, that is totally normal, totally normal. You know, as long as you stay in contact with them, what you're doing is you're making sure that they're still going to see your posts. So every time they see your post, it's another exposure. Every time you have a conversation with them on Messenger, it's another exposure. You know, every time they see you, they're going to, even if they see just a normal post, that's not even a Juice Plus post, they're still going to be exposed to you, and they're going to go, oh shit, that's right. we were talking about my health and how yucky I'm feeling. And one day they're going to come back to you. So now, sharing your story using plot when we think about using just one benefit. So how many of you, I just want to see a show of hands, how many of you have noticed more than one benefit since you've started using the products? Yeah, I know you haven't started yours yet, Annie, you haven't got yours yet, but soon, honey. Yeah, so
2 weeks deep. Oh, you can hear me? Oh, I'm not 2 weeks deep, but I can feel so my friends have been going on about getting these Kinder Surprise box chocolates, and I was a chocolate fiend like 2 weeks ago, and I was going hard out on the Nutella ones, and then so I tried these Kinder Surprise ones today, but so 2 weeks ago I didn't have the capsules whatsoever, so I was going hard on the chocolate, where today I bit it and I didn't even care. I was just like, no, I don't crave anything anymore. Like I literally don't crave anything. I'm deliberately going to look at something because it's a habit, not because I want it. And energy. I have 4 kids and I got energy on 13 hours sleep in the last 3 days. That's got to tell you something.
That's great. That's amazing. I had 4 kids too. And that was where I was at when I was exhausted. So I totally get that. It's amazing. Sorry?
You have 4 kids.
Well, I mean, I do, but I mean, as in they're not little anymore, right? Yeah. They're not little like yours. But yeah. Funny. Thanks, Amira.
Sorry, I should not be here tonight.
It's all good, honey. We love having you here. So what then you want to do? Hey, Dana. Hey, Lise. So what you want to do is when we think about first starting, because we want to kind of get as much interest as we can, instead of putting all those benefits into one story, so everything you've noticed into one story, yeah, you can do that if you want to, but what I like to do is create some curiosity around it and get lots of watches, right? Get lots of different interest. Then I would take just one of those benefits and kind of focus on one of those benefits. So for example, my first post was the fact that I had amazing energy. And then I just talked about how my cold sore had healed. And so each day and week that I posted more about my story, I had other benefits that I was noticing. So I was mentioning all of those benefits. And that's how I managed. So, you know, when I first started, I got my first 2 promotions in my first month. And my second month, I'd qualified my business, which is hard to do. And that was just from my own customers. So I had a really strong customer base in my first 2 months. And that was just because I kept sharing my story. I kept sharing my story online. I kept sharing my story with people when they were interested in what I was doing. You know, I would share my story with anyone face to face who I was talking to about what I'm doing, and they were interested to hear more. Because honestly, your story is so relatable to somebody else. And often what you say, and I guess the difference here between kind of sharing your story and convincing somebody that this is the right thing for them to try is that sharing your story comes from a place of authenticity. It comes from your heart and your own experience. And nobody can argue with your own experience and your own story. Whereas if you're sharing the benefits of the product, they can argue with that. Even though we've got all the testimonies and all the research in the world, they can still argue that, whereas they can't argue how you feel. And they can relate to that. They can't relate to, oh, this is 33 fruits and veggies in a capsule. That's not relatable to somebody. Nobody goes out looking for 33 fruits and veggies in a capsule every day, right?
They don't eat it first thing in the morning either. I just said that to one of my friends today.
No. And if you think about it, how many people do you know, including yourself probably, because I was the same, do you actually eat fruits and veggies every day? How many would you have throughout a day? Would you maybe have 5?
I mean, not 33, that's for sure.
That's right. So, you know.
No, if I don't take the caps, but I'm slowly starting to improve on that.
Yeah, that's great.
On your fruit intake.
Sometimes not even one, Annie. It's, yeah.
I'm lucky to have 1 or 2.
Now, so I
One
really
or two, Shans. Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, I'm the same as Amira.
And now I'm like, yes, I love me a plate of veggies.
I know,
So
isn't
am
it
I.
amazing? I was the same. So we traveled around Southeast Asia for 10 weeks after I started this business. And we would have a couple of days where there wouldn't be much plants at all. And I was craving it, just craving my veggies. And whereas before I started, I was probably about the same as you guys. I'd had maybe 2, maybe 3 fruits or veggies a day. And honestly, if you guys are saying that, then you can imagine people out there who are not taking Juice Plus. You imagine how many they're eating or not eating, right? So they'd be in exactly the same boat. So this is just pure, sharing something that you are using that is helping you. I mean, even craving fruits and veggies and wanting to eat more of those, that's massive for people. So many people are craving sugar. They're craving carbs. They're craving fast comfort foods. I mean, I was one of them, because when your body is deprived of nutrients, it's going to be craving anything that is going to give you a quick energy fix, right? So once you start flooding your body with the nutrients that it needs, that it actually wants, because it's more sustainable for it, then it's going to start craving more of those. It's just the way it works. It's like magic. Yeah, like magic. So when we share our story with just one benefit, you can still use plot. But if you only want to do like a small thing, a small little post with, maybe just a couple of sentences, I would just recommend putting in your pain and your triumph. That's really all you need. Can't believe that blah, blah time ago, my hair was falling out handfuls. Now look at it. It's growing like crazy. There's your pain, there's your triumph, right? So if you want to share something that's a slightly bigger story, you want to kind of talk about one benefit, but talk about the whole backstory as well, then totally use plot, use the whole thing, use the, oh my God, my hair was falling out. 10 months ago, I didn't hardly, handfuls of hair was coming out. I knew something had to change because whatever I was doing and taking was not working for me. I realized that synthetic vitamins were actually not doing my body any good. And then after watching my friend get well, I thought, the hell, I'm going to try these fruit and veggie caps or this program. And now look at my hair. It's just growing so much better. It's as healthy as it's ever been. So you can use that for every time you share your story.
Can I just ask?
Yep.
How many capsules are you supposed to take in the morning or in general?
So you take 2 of each. So which ones are you on? Are you on the premiums?
Yeah, and I've only been taking for like less than 2 weeks, 1 of each a day.
Ooh, and you're already feeling good.
Exactly. So I'm going to be like, what?
She's going to be bouncing off the ceilings. Look out.
I already have that
another
energy.
me, guys.
So there's going to be double me.
My God.
Me and Ace actually done a course together, and can you imagine the poor other people in the course not getting a word in sideways?
I mean, we're curious. We want to grow.
Maybe you should warn everyone first, Amira.
Look out about myself.
No, they can just figure it out for themselves. That's all good.
Yeah.
I talk heaps. Warning.
So has anybody got any questions on that? Because I've got something exciting I'd like us to do.
I have a question, but it's not about that.
Yeah, or you can ask. Go for it, honey.
Do we ship to Scotland?
We do.
Thanks.
Okay. Just find it in the drop-down box, the globe. Go to the globe and you'll find it.
Ah, cool. Thank you.
We sure do. My sisters live there.
Welcome. Okay, so what I want to do is I would love for us to kind of practice sharing our story. Ad lib. Only needs to be about a minute. You don't have to talk forever. But I thought that it would be really good practice. Like if you're having a conversation with someone, just, hey, totally get where you're at. This was me, right? Who wants to put their hand up for that?
I'll go first.
Of course you will, Ace. Good on you.
So my name's Ace. I have 4 girls, and I was sharing why we joined the
So
program.
let's share our program story. Yeah, let's share our health story.
Okay, so this has been my first story ever shared. I wouldn't even know. I don't know. I had 4 girls, and they're very strong personalities. So the ages 10, 8, 3, and 10 months. And I run this house on my own. Everything I do on my own, and I'm very OCD about what I put into my body. So I don't drink alcohol anymore. And I wanted money. That was the first thing that got me on this program. And watching Amira like grow and develop all of her business side of things, but just seeing her flourish in general was like really like attractive for me, like in a friendship way. And I kind of wanted that, and because I've been struggling and it's not been easy. So first it was the money side of things, and then because I know her standards, I know her brain, I love how she works, I love how articulate she gets, I know that she would bring me into something that I wouldn't regret. There was a point where I was just like, no, I didn't feel worthy or good enough. But it was the money, and then it was the soul side. I'm all about healing. I've been on a healing journey for the last 4 years, and I feel like it's such a natural thing that comes to me that I don't even have a problem with sharing stories. I've always shared stories on social media, but this is a different side of it. Like I'm still learning about business and marketing and networking and all of that. So the connection for me is easy. Energy I bring no matter what. You'll hear me before you see me. And just, the capsules, I've only had the premium, and I've only been taking one. And funny story, on Sunday, I deliberately didn't take any just to see what it would do. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was craving. I went to the fourth square and brought me a brownie, a packet of chips, an E2 drink. And I found myself sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't felt like this for like the last 7 days. What am I doing? And my friend said, did you take your capsules today? And I was like, no, I did it on purpose. So Monday I was back on, and I just got me a packet of chips today, just out of habit.
Oh, your sound's gone all funky, Ace. No, we can't hear you. We missed you. Your sound went all funky.
That's my story.
That's great. Something weird happened with your sound, but we did hear most of it. That was great, honey. I love it. I love that you that you're
Sorry,
only
hang
taking...
on. I can't even hear now. What happened?
Oh, she can't.
Oh, I'm going to mute you.
Right. Who else wants to share? Anyone else?
My head's connected. That's why. Here we are.
That's
I come back.
Thank you for sharing, Ace. That was great. Love
You're
your
welcome.
confidence, girl.
Yeah,
Anyone else going to be brave?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to hear yours. I actually want to hear yours.
My name's Kat. Or Katrina. I only just entered my 2nd year in the Soul Tribe. First year was mainly all I really got out of it was community and personal growth, because I wasn't getting very far with like customers and doing the work and stuff like that. In the last week, as I enter my 2nd year, I realised I need to step up, because not only do I need to learn more, but also realise that it's newbies now that I need to. If there's a point or two that I can teach, I can do that. With that, I have started on the premiums at the end of May, and for life of me, I cannot find any benefits as far as I know it, but Tammy did tell me that there was a detox period, so maybe I'm just going through that. I have had kidney issues that are still being monitored. And hopefully once I know where I'm at with the blood test this coming month, I'll find out whether they've improved or not. So as far as kidneys go, I guess I'm very much in a 12 period.
How long have you been taking them for, Kat?
Sorry,
How long have you been taking them for?
I couldn't really put an actual time on it, but so I just said it at the end of May. So a month and a bit.
So it's been just over a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your pain, your health pain, your like your physical pain before? How was your energy? What about your sleep? What kind of things did you have going on health-wise before you started?
Sleep's all right. I think the one thing I can pinpoint is that my kidneys were in a bad way, really bad way. At one point, I was even down to nearly being on dialysis, and for years they've been monitored. So, like I said, when I do my blood test to check them this month, I'll find out whether I've got any major improvement or none at all.
Okay, so has anything improved with your liver so far, or your kidneys, sorry, since you started
No,
the
that's
premiums?
what I'm going to find out this month.
Okay, so thanks for sharing. That was great that you shared.
No worries.
Yeah, and it's really good, I think, you know, when we have our health story, is that we're focusing on what our pain is around our health first, and then what we've noticed around what has changed. So I think probably because at the moment you're not noticing things, maybe what you've got going on are more subtle changes rather than big dramatic changes. So you may find
why I put it.
Yeah, you may find that you may have subtle changes, like maybe your sleep might be better or your energy might be more improved. And the other thing is, because this is a long-term type nutritional support, people find that they just don't get sick the same. So this is actually proven to boost your immune system, to actually support your immune system. And so for me, I haven't been sick for 4 years, whereas I used to get sick all the time. So that kind of thing too. So look at everything. So I would always encourage you all. So if you're like, I don't know what my story is. I have no idea what my story is. I've got nothing to share. I don't know what my benefits are that I've noticed. I would be writing those things down. Go back to how you were feeling before you started. Write them down. And then as you move through starting on the products, just notice little things that have changed, because often we don't notice things have changed until we've been on them for a few months and we go, actually, I'm not feeling that pain anymore. Whoa, that's really cool. Or actually, I'm sleeping a good night's sleep every night. That just never happened. So little things like that, they all mean something. So kind of like writing a health journal, right? And then that gives you your story. Yes, Kerry?
No question. So it's kind of healthy, I guess. I had in my bloods months ago. I told I had fatty liver. No idea what this means. No idea. Hence why I've never shared about it. And now I don't.
Oh, that's exciting, Kerry. Would you like to share your story then, honey?
Only difference is the product. Like the only difference. But I'm like, what is fatty liver? Why should I care about this?
Yeah, I feel like it's not a good thing.
It's something I can't see.
Yeah. So no news is good news. No.
No eagle, see no eagle, speak no eagle.
Actually, Megan's husband, Sumit, had fatty liver.
What is it?
It's hang on, I've just unplugged
Like,
you.
I don't want to Google it because it'll say I've got some terminal disease, but
Your dad's a doctor. Why don't you ask him?
Just
because he's on the big let's get you vaccinated for COVID buzz at the moment.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
that.
run.
Google it, honey.
I don't want to talk about it.
Honestly, Google's my best friend. Just Google it.
It's really not going to tell me that I have like terminal cancer or something.
No, it's not cancer, darling. It's fine.
No, I know that, but like, isn't that what Google pretty much does? Like,
no,
this
if you
is the
put in
worst.
fatty liver, it's not going to tell you you've got cancer. I promise.
Yes.
You can just diagnose yourself off Google, so you know.
Yeah.
It might not even be fatty liver.
But it will give
I
you
was.
the
My doctor told me.
So Kerry, would you like to share your story, honey? Since
No,
you've already
not really. I'm kind of in the middle of conversations.
Oh, really? Good on you. Well, I love that you shared that.
I have 5 going on.
That you've got those results. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So cool.
Do you want me to do a quick story example?
Go for
Yeah,
it,
Mira's
Mira.
awesome.
Go for it, darling.
Okay. Hi, I'm Amira. I'm 20. Oh, no, I'm 30. I'm 30 years old. I am a mum of 3 kids, and I have been on this program for about 9 months now. I stumbled across this program at quite a hard time in my life. I come from a past of addiction, and so I've malnourished my body for a really long time. And I've been clean for a couple of years, and I was just really struggling to gain weight. And I was tired. Like, I lived for my daily nap. I could not for the life of me keep up with my kids. And my diet was just horrendous. And about, I got into the program, and within like a week, I noticed that I had energy. I could get up and I could do a whole day without a nap. You know, I could get my housework done, just do those daily things that I was really struggling with before. And it's just gotten so much better than that. So I've now been able to hold nutrition in my body. I've been able to gain some weight. I was like dangerously skinny. I'm almost 6 foot, and I was like 54 or 52 kg. So I was like skin and bone, and I am like healthy now, and it's been a while, and it's just absolutely amazing. My hair, skin, and nails have grown. My children are on the products in the program, and they are just flourishing. And it's just been an amazing journey. And every day I notice another result, and I notice something else that's improving in my family. And I'm just really excited to see what the future has to hold for us.
Oh, I love it, like a pro.
I feel like I get asked once a week to share my story. Every time I throw something different, I'm like, all right, we'll say this one tonight.
It's great though. It's great. You're still following the program, girl. I love it. And you're so inspiring. Thank you, darling. Oh, and Jazz, do you want to share? Is that what you said? I can share my last week. Do you want to share your story, honey?
Oh, I just want to share the last 7 days that I've been through.
Hi, Jazz.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jazz.
Hi, Jazz.
So I've been on the products for 11 months, I think, or 10 months, and not one of my children have been sick since we've been on these products. Sorry. Over the last week Thursday, my daughter got really sick, and usually when they get sick, I'm like terrified, like, oh my gosh, I can't do it all night with my babies. I can't wake up the next morning to do what I need to do. So that was running through my head. And then the first night went by, and I was okay. Like, these products really had my back. They've really put me in easy to go to sleep, easy to sleep through the nights and stuff. So I was putting my products to a challenge where, like, are they really going to support me through getting me through the last 7 nights of rough sleeping with my daughter? Like, I was up for like every damn minute, and then my body would still wake up 8 o'clock every morning to get up and keep doing my kids and just go throughout the whole rest of the day, no sleep. I was just full of all this energy, whereas I'm used to doing daily things, so it was just a habit. I thought that I was immune to the products. So when I was getting all this energy to keep going after a rough night's sleep, it really goes to show how much I appreciate the products. And because my daughter wasn't eating as well, so I was doubling her dosages of chews because I needed to see the nutrients that she really needed through them, and it helped her recover quickly, and she's okay now. And being a premature baby, they always get sick a lot. So this was can you open the door for Dad? Sorry. This was that meant a lot to me, and it just goes to show me that these products are real, and yeah, I appreciate them a lot.
Oh, that's amazing. Isn't it great when our babies just get better so quickly? That's amazing, Jazz. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. That's good to know, because I'm ready to get my hands on the kids' ones now.
Yeah, and that's just a tiny fraction of her story, right? I mean, our kids mean everything to us. And how how many people do we know that are mums that have sick kids, you know? I mean, I was one of those mums. My second child was allergic to everything, and it was a severe asthmatic, and he would just be sick all the time. And if I'd known about these products when he was young, I totally would have been all over them, because I tried so many things for him that just didn't work. So, I mean, he's older than now, he's 24 now, but you know, these are amazing. So how many mums do you know of that would love to know that they can get free product for their child, and this can really support their child to stay healthy and stay well?
Also, sorry.
Yeah, go for it, honey.
I have a 4-year-old. He has traits of autism, and he doesn't really eat much. Probably one meal a day of wheat bix. That's all he'll eat, or life bubbles. Like he would. Since we've been on these products and he's been on his chews, he literally eats anything. He eats any fruit. He's changed, and I think it's because the chews are making him crave more vegetables and fruits that he needs, and it's good because everyone else can see the change in him as well. I just had to put it out there.
Oh, I
love
that,
that.
Jazz. Yeah, that's great, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, how inspiring are these stories?
Love it.
How inspiring. So
It's
you know,
it's empowering as well.
it is, totally is, Ace. So, you know, when you're having conversations with people and they're saying, you know, that they're giving you symptoms that you don't necessarily personally have, that you can't personally relate to, you can say, wow, one of our customers is had these same issues, and they just found that it's really helped them. So you can use our testimonies to actually be relatable to those people, so that so that they know that, oh, okay, so if it's helped someone else, this might actually help me, which is really exciting. So how awesome is that? Thank you so much for sharing tonight, guys. I'm aware it's 8:30 and I don't want to keep you guys up all night, but it's been fun. Loved hanging out with you all. And have a beautiful evening. Thank you to you brave souls who shared tonight.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
my story's still rusty, but yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome, Kat. You're welcome. It'll grow, honey. It'll grow. Just keep taking notice of those benefits that you're getting, that you're feeling as you go along.
Fatty liver's not cool.
No, it's not cool. It's not cool.
I googled that.
Yeah.
Ask Siri.
I googled it and I was like, wow, I'm glad that's gone.
What an amazing story you've got to share right there, Curry. I hope you share that on social media.
I don't really want to admit to people that I have fatty liver, but
Well, I don't
Amira,
necessarily...
you need to word this for me.
All right, good paragraph.
I don't necessarily...
I also have not a fucking clue.
I don't necessarily feel very proud of the fact that I had an autoimmune condition either, but honestly...
Yeah, I'm not real proud that I used to smoke crack, but it makes for a good after result.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, all right, you guys got me. All right.
Just do it, girls. Just do it.
Fatty liver's better than being in jail.
You don't know how many, you don't know how many fatty liver people are going to come out of the closet and go, Curry, I want it.
I know. Whew, it might be my end.
That's right. That's right. So it's so awesome, honey. So awesome. All right, guys. I'm going to let you and leave you now.
Love you.
Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.